What's up, everyone? WagMe Capital here again. Second video Tuesday here. So we got the watch list on the right here. Let's get into it. So the first ticker we were watching was Bank of America. Nothing really interesting on this one. Quick gap up, never comes. These blue lines, sorry for reference, are again Adam Sliver trades. Triggers. So you can get him by following him on Twitter, but that's where I get these levels. I'm not making these up myself. They're coming from someone else. But Bank of America, just a quick gap up, never really touches the level or anywhere close. So that was really non-factor. And I think PayPal was the same, but the opposite. Oh no. So it started, okay. Gapped up on the day, actually, and that was the high of the day. First candle flushes from above the call trigger to below the put trigger. So if you guys recall, I don't trade the first half hour of the day. So I wasn't looking at any of this action, but what could you have done if you were? So first candle, wild candle, crossing both triggers. I'm sure it's happened before. I can't remember a time I have seen it. So at this point right here, you're thinking, okay, we just broke the put trigger. Are we looking to buy puts, thinking that it broke this, it's going to, break through and keep its momentum and keep going down? Personally, off one wild candle like this, especially the first one of the day, it'd be you'd have to have some high conviction, which I don't think I would. Immediately hammer candle sunlight goes back, regains the call trigger, and then that was it for the day. So this EMA, this is the 513 exponential moving average cloud. Red means bearish. So it obviously flips with this enormous candle, and then it just rides it all the way down for the rest of the day. So how could you have seen this coming? First candle below the put trigger, that's signal 1 to buy. This EMA candle, signal 2, it's bearish. And then, this candle did reclaim the trigger. So you'd be a little hesitant, and this one flushed hard. So this is too far away from the trigger if you're waiting for the candle to close for confirmation. This candle right here and this candle right here. So inside candle here and then a major hammer candle here. And these retest, so they're closing closer to the put trigger and they're allowing time for this average to move down with it. And so you don't need the average to move down with it, but when you see a huge candle like this one, a lot of times you'll see like a reversion to the mean, right? So it has a huge move. Let's see, Bank of America, similar, where it goes up, 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 and eventually it has to slow down. Like it's not going to rip like this for the entire day, right? Like if PayPal just continued to plummet, which, it kind of does, it would lose, 5, 10, 15, 20%. And so we're looking, this just flushed so hard. It was so far away. We're looking for a retest and you get it right here. So these would have been pretty good opportunities to enter. And then you can see, they would have paid out fat. Like this just kept flushing for the first half hour, hour and a half of the day, excuse me. And then, eventually catches a win, flirts with the point of control here, but, it doesn't reach anywhere near the trigger. So PayPal, these two candles would have been where I was looking to enter. Had I been, it was just a little early for me, but these would have been pretty good opportunities to enter. So let's skip Intel for a second. So this one, similar to PayPal, but just, gap down, huge red candle, rides all the way down. Not a ton to analyze here because, again, these trigger levels are what we're looking to buy and sell off of. So I'll do a video explaining these levels, how I get them, what they mean, how to trade off them. But basically, I'm looking for these candles to close somewhere around these levels, and this one was nowhere close all day. And then, so Taiwan Semiconductor, again, like there was so much. So yesterday, if you look at yesterday's video, it was so choppy. There wasn't a lot of movement. It was just kind of like you see here, right here, if we box this, this would be like choppy. Like it's just kind of up and down. There's no break one way or another. It's, you really have to time it and take profits quick. Let's say you buy here, right? 2 candles down, you could have made a quick profit, right back up. Drops, right back up. Drops, right back up. Like there's no move and there's no real great opportunity here to buy and see a run. Whereas like, look at Bank of America. This is not choppy at all. This is going to have trouble loading. this runs, right? This runs. It's clear. Is it up or down? It's up. PayPal, is this up or down? It's down, right? So yesterday we were seeing a lot of chop. Today we did the opposite of chop. Things were running. We saw really heavy movements. Unfortunately, they just all happened at the start. So this one gapped up, huge green candles, never came back even close to the trigger. So this one would have been hard to trade. So Intel, this is the one I actually traded. So as you can see, this is a little more choppy. There's a little more opportunity here. So let me go into how I was seeing things. Gaps up at the beginning, great retest, perfect retest right here. So what do I mean by retest? It's above the call trigger, right? So this green candle means it closes right here. That's too far away for me to buy. I missed the move here, right? You don't want to buy too far away from the trigger because that means you miss the move. You want to buy close to the trigger and then ride this up. And so this is too far, but this one, perfect retest. This wick below the trigger, it tested it. It got all the way down to here at about 53.41. The bulls took back over and it closed just above the trigger. So this is closing, what's it say, 53.51 and 53.50 was our trigger. So literally couldn't be any closer than that. This next candle, again, it's an inside candle. So that, typically means neither the bears nor the bulls have control here. It closed just above, again, it closed 53.51 again. So exact same. So it gave you another opportunity to buy here. And then a quick, if you were good and patient and could have bought right here at this retest of the trigger, boom, first candle, you're rewarded with a huge run up. Make sure to sell out, take those profits, increase your stop loss because you see a couple candles run up and then it drops way back down to below the put trigger here. So I wasn't trading this, again, a little early in the day for me. You see a lot of fake outs at the beginning of the day. But this would have been a perfect retest and a great opportunity to buy. You see the green EMA candle signaling bull. This blue EMA cloud, again, blue is for this one is bullish. You'll see orange is bearish. We don't have any on this chart, but that's what I'm looking at. We get to the top here and then it just, it flushes. And so what I saw on this one, I always have SPY up. And so let's see, this falls from 655 to 735. Let's see what SPY was doing. So 655 to 735. So it didn't fall quite as much, but I saw SPY was kind of trending down. Look at this trend line I drew, right? And so it kind of broke it, but then it fell. You see the EMA cloud flip right here in general, starting at 655, you're seeing a steady decrease. It hits a bottom here, then it gets kind of, it regains control and kind of gets choppy the rest of the day. But that's what I was following. This was the move I was following. SPY, which is, a proxy for kind of an overall stock market, you could say. It's an S&P index fund, but this is falling. So that's the move I wanted to play. Look at these big red candles, EMA cloud flip. We are falling hard. And that is the exact same move I wanted to see in Intel. We see it right here. These two candles, let's see, 715 and 720, are those literally the exact same? 720 and 725, so pretty close. So you could have bought right here off the retest, you would have had to quickly scale out and take profits. And the trades I made were right here. So on these two candles, I forget which one exactly, but here, right here, we're riding this red EMA cloud down. We break the put trigger. It's a little far off for me. And I know, look at how far away we are from the EMA cloud. We're down here. We broke the put trigger. We're at 52.91 and the EMA cloud's all the way up here at about 53.22. So that's a huge move. This flushed hard and fast. So to me, I'm hoping that, because it went so fast, it's going to have to steady out. It's going to have to smooth out. And that's exactly what happens. Look at this perfect retest again. So this trigger is 52.95 and this candle closes at 52.94. Literally a cent off. These levels by Adam Sliver are just absolutely perfect. Perfect opportunity for a retest. I take it, boom, down. I think I scaled a third out at 10% gains, and then I rode the candle all the way down here. And then when I saw this inside green candle, I sold the rest of it. So the other 2/3 of my position. So How I read this, I enter here, boom, we're riding this EMA cloud, we're riding the SPY trend we looked at, perfect retest, just everything lining up, take it. And so what this inside candle, how did I know to sell? We see the bears volume profile here getting bigger and bigger. Then this candle, huge volume, right? That's the most volume we see since like very early in the morning. It's a green candle and it's an inside candle, meaning the body, or not the body, the entirety of this candle is inside of this one, right? So it's falling, and think of like, you know, a graph. If you're falling fast, eventually, if you're going to turn around, it's not going to be like an exact reversal, right? Like think of it like orbit or something where you're going pretty hard down, and then if you're going to turn around and come up, there's a gradual decrease, change of direction, and then increase, right? And so that's what this is. This is like the bottom. This is like, okay, this is coming down pretty hard. If you even look up here, let's see this trend line, right? This is falling pretty hard, pretty fast. And this is like pumping the brakes. This is saying, hey, the bulls are coming back. We get a lot of volume inside candle, so it didn't move either way. And now we're ready to rip back up. So this is a perfect place to exit. I checked out after that. You know, that was my time. I normally trade for about an hour. It's 8:05. Normally, that's where you see volume start to decrease, right? See how it's really high here in the morning. Here, it was still pretty active. So could have stayed in for a little bit longer, but then you see by like, you know, 9 o'clock Pacific time, volume drops way down. But let's see what it did the rest of the day. You could have gotten another retest here. It closed above the call trigger, but it's still a red EMA cloud, you know, could have rode that down. It eventually regained. So this green candle breaks it. You could be looking to buy calls on a rejection of the put trigger, which it does right here. Perfect retest, could have bought, you know, only one candle went up, might have stopped out with these declining, but again, a perfect retest you could have bought here and it ripped right up. This green, this cloud flip here, perfect opportunity to buy. You see this green cloud flip, that's bullish. You see these a couple, but it holds, right? This doesn't get below the put trigger, it holds, it retests and holds. This candle, this wick even gets below, but it holds and then it rips up. So that would have been an amazing opportunity to buy. You know, it even rips back up against the call trigger. These both close. You could have gotten quick profits. This one closes close, this closes close. You could have ripped here and then, you know, quick flush at the end, this reversal of the EMA cloud, quick indicator. But that was what I was seeing today. Again, I only played Intel. I didn't have huge gains, but, you know, it's about being smart, being consistent, and compounding. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you again tomorrow.